What's going on, arcade nerds? In the last video I mentioned something about possibly cleaning up my side art and possibly restoring the side art on my prototype Red Baron. I'm still undecided whether I'm going to restore it, but this is what I'm going to do. A lot of you guys mentioned that you wanted me to do that and make a video about it. So, this being so rare, I'm debating on restoring it. And when I say restoring it, I mean truly restoring it, not yanking off the side art and sticking on new or painting it and whatnot. What I'm referring to is actually patching up the original side art. So I'm still on the fence about whether I'm going to do this or not to this machine, but I will show you some methods how to clean Atari's side art, and then I'm going to show you some methods on how to repair Atari vinyl side art on this Asteroids Deluxe. Anyway, so first thing I go for is go ahead and give this a spray, Kelly. Now, if you notice, we have some yellowing right here. Hopefully you can pick that up in the camera. I believe that is spray paint, okay? And it is not exactly coming off, okay? This is one of those things, sometimes Magic Sponge can't get it all. It can't. So let me show you a trick. Go ahead and spray it again, Kelly. Right in here is 5,000 grit sandpaper. This is a very, very, very fine wet sanding paper, okay? And it does Atari vinyl. It really, really does a good job. Go ahead and give this a spray, Kelly. Let me show you what we can do. Now, you see that white coming through? Now, if you want to, you can start at 3,000 and then go up to 5,000, but you got to finish at 5,000. Now, I will tell you this. Where's that melamine? Okay, you see this Magic Eraser foam right here? This is actually expanded melamine, and this acts as a sandpaper too. When you are washing your machine with Magic Sponge, you're not really cleaning it, you're exfoliating it. In other words, this is a sandpaper. This is kind of like an 8,000 grit sandpaper. If this can't get it off, I'm going to grab that, then you have some 5,000 grit, get some foam wet sanding paper. Now just for giggles, Kelly, grab the 3,000. See if I can zoom into a bad spot. Okay, here's some 3,000. Remember, if you're wet sanding this, you're wet sanding next to wood. You don't want to sit and linger. Okay, a 3,000 is doing a much better job. You see that? Give me this rag. The Magic Sponge can't do that. Not in this situation. Hopefully you can see that. Anyways, you're not damaging that vinyl, trust me. You can go from the 3,000, then go to the 5,000. And then from the 5,000, go to the Magic Sponge, which is around 8,000. 8 to 10,000 even. You see that? Now, some people may dump chemicals all over that to try to get the same result. It takes a little longer with chemicals. I will tell you one trick that I learned a long time ago, and it is amazing. There's a product called X-It Out Graffiti Remover. And it is very, very potent stuff. But I've never had it damage Atari side art silkscreen. But it'll damage everything else, so be careful. Good Lord, be careful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a clean, and then we will get back to you in a minute. Okay, let me show you a trick on this Asteroids Deluxe. You see all this, how the vinyl's chipping off right here? I'm going to show you how to fix it. Get yourself a brand spanking new razor blade right out of the box. Don't use razor blade for this. And I'll scratch it up and down this direction. Do not go this direction, do not go that direction, go straight up and down, okay? I'm going to remove all those flakes. Keep scratching until all the flakes come off. Be careful not to go like this because you will scratch the vinyl. Go straight up and down. Now we've made this area on the side level with the vinyl, right? Now, let me show you what to do next. Okay, pull off your T-molding. And I'm going to use some glazing putty. Alright. You can buy this in an automotive store, buy this in a Walmart, whatever. I'm going to put some glazing putty around here. I like to go crazy on the glazing putty. You can always take it right back off. I'm just kind of work it in with my finger. And then I'm going to scratch it off. Now let's wait for this glazing putty to set up. Okay, it's been about half an hour and that is now sat and cured. I got that fresh razor blade again. Just going to clean up around this area. Keep in mind when this cures, it's going to shrink. Okay, so I'm going to go for coat number 2. Okay, and I kind of made this spread out some. Alright, now let's wait another half an hour. Okay, I didn't record it, but I did put yet another coat. This is coat number 3. And on the last final coat, I got my razor blade and scratched it just like this to try to remove some of the excess material. So now I'm going to lightly get that razor blade. We're going to make it flush with the vinyl. And I'm going to get some 330 grit sanding block. That. Let's do the outside. Just make sure this is blended in. I'm just doing this one little section here. Feel around. If you can feel anything, then you have a problem. I don't feel anything. Very slight right here, but I don't think you're going to notice it. Okay, so now that that's on, keep the camera on it, Kelly. Mm-hmm. Let me get some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to wipe this area down. Okay. And as that dries, I'm looking for my primer, which I don't see. Turn the camera off so I can find the primer, Kelly. Okay. Okay, so I have my primer now. Now I'm going to use this, but I'm not going to touch the cabinet with it. I'm going to let it hover a little bit. That way, when I'm done spraying this primer, there won't be a line on the cabinet. It'll be a fuzzy area. Okay, let that primer sit and dry now. Okay, primer is now dried. I'm going to spray a little bit of water, or in this case Windex, on there. And well, listen, when you're using, this is a 3000 grit, don't go nuts on the art. All I'm doing right now is just cleaning up some of the overspray. Okay, now I'm going to blend in. I'm going to dig down on this a little bit to get to some of the white. My goal is to help to blend in this color into the vinyl color. Okay. Get another spray on there. Okay. Hit it with a little bit of magic sponge. And give it one final spray and wipe down. Okay, now, first off, let me tell you this. All Atari vinyl came from the factory Snow White. It did. And when you buy repro art, guess what color it is? Snow White. So, sure, this looks a little whiter than this, but this is the correct color. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this all in. Now, keep in mind, I'm only working on this side, so let's just make an imaginary box around here, and we're going to make all this correct. I'm just doing this for the sake of making the video to show you guys what to do. So now, I'm going to start, now I'm going to tape and spray. Okay, as you can see, I crudely taped off this area. It doesn't have to be perfect. And remember, our project is this area right here that we worked on, right? Now, what I'm using now is about 90% acetone, and let's say 95 to 90% acetone, with about 5 to 10% paint. Okay. Now this is just a hair under Snow White. Okay. Okay, that's. Let that sit just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to try to do this one-handedly. I'm going to peel up all my tape. Go ahead and turn the camera off. Okay, now, you see my crude tape marks all over here? Now, I'm going to spray over the art. And let's let that dry. Okay. So I've touched it a little bit here and there while it was drying. I mean, we're literally talking, 5 minutes later. Anyways, I got some magic sponge here. Dug in a little bit. Let me do a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Some more rubbing alcohol. You can tape it all off. You can tape it all off too, but that's just how I'm doing it. A million ways to skin a cat. Okay, I took some time and I massaged in some of the layers of acetone on some of the edges where I really don't want to magic sponge the hell out of it. And so now it's dirty. I have some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to go ahead and wipe it. This is going to blend it in. Okay, I'll stand back, Kelly. And let's see if you guys can tell where it's been painted and where it's original. Keep in mind, I didn't do any body work up here. I only did it right there. Alright, now can you tell where the side art has been restored? Where the side art has been left original? Okay, my wife cleaned this up a little bit, and I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to just leave it as a survivor, and I'm not going to do a total restore. Okay? Looks fine. I'll live with it. It's not perfect, but it's great for a true survivor. But just so you know, I could have done that instead. Now I just do that specific method in areas where it would be impossible to tape off. It would be such a pain in the ass to tape all that off. So I do that in areas like that, and you know, tape off all the straight edges. All right, guys. I guess that's it. And have a good one, guys.